Okay, let me correct one error that I have last week, okay? For the number 6, because this guy go the other directions, okay? So this guy go the other direction, this guy go this direction. So after 1 hour, Kelly already traveled by 40 kilometers. And then after X hour, this guy traveled 40x and Matt traveled 50x. If you plus all of them together, the distance is 400. That's where we can get the X equals to 4, okay? Now let's come to a new topic. This is first time we learn about this, okay? Well, in pre-algebra, I think I teach this a little bit. Now let's do this into an even higher level. Let's first learn how to calculate the slope, okay? Slope. Slope is a very important topic. The class right before all of you is my calculus class. And we also have to use the slope definition in very high level math class, okay? Look at this. You have 2 points. You have x1, y1. You have x2, y2. Now, Ethan, let's go ahead. Can you tell me how do I calculate the slope for this graph, please?
So you find the change in y, and you put it over the change in x.
Sure, go ahead.
So change in y is 1, and change in x is 2.
Okay, and you can do 1 minus 0, or you just use 1, and then 2 minus 0. So this guy is 1/2. Okay, and we can also use the way called rise over the run. So look at here. Between these 2 points, you rise on 1 and you run by 2. So this is 1/2, correct? So even without calculation, we can get the answer immediately. Rise is 1, run is 2. So that's 1/2, okay? Now, Ethan, do the same way as what I show you. By doing rise over the run, can you tell me the slope for this one? How much?
It's -1.
Very good. Oh, this is going down by 2, run by 2. So -2/2, -1. Perfect answer. Thank you. Next one. Leslie, can you tell me how do we do the slope for number 3? If I want to use the formula, what do I do?
-3 minus -4.
That's right. Over
1 minus -1.
Okay, equals
1/2.
Okay, 7/2. Thank you. Very good. We can hold on. How much is here?
I said 1/2.
Oh, sorry. We can also find the rise over the run here. From this point to this point, it run by 2, it rise by 1. So you can immediately say 1/2. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Look at this. You can count this and tell me the rise over the run is how much?
It rises by 5 and runs by 4.
-5.
-5.
-5/4. That's it. Okay. Now we can get the slope very quickly. Now, how about this one? The horizontal one. How do you get the slope? the horizontal one, you see the rise? The rise is 0. So the slope is 0, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we always want to remember for the horizontal line, the slope is 0, okay?
Okay.
好，商利 Okay, look at this. Based on the rise over the run, tell me how much is the slope? 4/1, very good. And you also want to be able to calculate it by doing this, okay? No problem, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is very easy, okay? This is too easy. Let me make sure. How about this guy? Shangli, how much is the slope for this vertical line? How much is this sky slope? This is the vertical line. So the rise, for example, from this point to this point, the rise is 3. But how much is the run? In horizontal direction, you didn't run. This is 0. So this is 3/0, which is undefined, okay? The vertical line slope is always undefined. So both Lansley and Shangli, you want to make sure. For the vertical line, the slope is undefined. For the horizontal line, the slope is 0. Please don't make a mistake for this, okay? This is a too easy question. Now let's draw the graph. Ethan, I want to show you, I want to guide you through drawing the graph for this one. When we draw this, we can first draw the y-intercept. Who is the y-intercept?
-2.
We want to say, be careful, okay? For algebra, when we say x-intercept, or we say y-intercept, both of them are points. If it's a point, then you have to have two values, x value and y value. So we don't want to say -2. We want to say 0, -2 is my y-intercept. Okay, does this make sense? So we want to mark 0, -2 here. Yeah, because if you say -2, do you mean here or do you mean here? Or you mean here? So if I say 0, -2, that has to be this point. Make sense to you? Ethan? Ethan? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, rise over the run is?
7, 2.
So let's go up by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right here, yes?
Yeah.
And we run by how much?
2.
So we go to the right by 2. And then we can connect, okay? That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, don't worry, okay? Those questions right now looks too simple, might look too simple to you. We will increase the difficult level very soon, okay? Let's go ahead. Listen, follow the same way I show you here. You go ahead and tell me how do I draw this one. Go.
The y-intercept is 0, 3.
Very good, thank you. Next.
And then the rise is -6. And the run is 1.
That's right.
And then connect the two points.
Okay. They are the two students. You must pay attention to here. It's going to be your turn very soon, okay? Now, Ethan, let me ask you a question. This is a line y equals -6 plus 3. If I say y is less than this one, should I draw here or should I draw here? How do I represent this?
I think you make it
On the left or on the right?
on the right.
No. Y is less than. You can represent this as plane, okay? And you are below, so you want to choose this piece, okay?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This is this function. If you choose a less than, you want to draw this piece. If I don't have an equal here, I need to make this to be a dashed line, okay? All right. If I have equal, then I leave this as a solid line and I choose here. Does this make sense to you now?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Shang Li, can you tell me how do I draw number 3?
Can you scroll down?
And if I scroll down, you will see my answer. Is this a vertical line or a horizontal line?
Horizontal.
Very good, thank you. It is this, right? Okay, thank you. Now, can you please follow Ethan's method? Tell me, how do I draw this guy? Go.
So the y is
My intercept is?
1.
No, I don't want you to give me a, you mean 1 is here or 1 is here or 1 is here. You give me a pair, okay?
0, 1.
Thank you. 0, 1. I want to say 0, 1. Next. Go ahead, tell me what I do.
And then the rise is 6.
Okay, so I'm going to rise up by 6. There. And run by how much?
5.
Okay. And then I can connect. Correct? Are you clear about this? Let me ask you. What should I shade? Which part should I shade it?
On the left side.
No, less than. You choose this guy as that. Less than means below. Okay? You don't want to say, you don't want to use left or right to draw the inequality. If y is less than, you draw below this straight line. If y is bigger than, you draw above the straight line. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah.
That I'm going to ask you to do one more, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead to number 5.
And intercept is 0, 2.
Thank you. Next.
And the rise is 1. And then it's surrounded by 4. And you connect.
let me ask you about the inequality, okay?
Okay.
What should I shade for this?
Above.
Very good. This guy, should I leave as solid line or should I put as dash line?
Leave it solid.
No. If I have equal, I leave the solid line. If I don't have the equal, I change it to the dash line. Correct?
Yeah.
If I don't have the equal there, that means this line is not included. Then I have to only shade that piece with the dash line, okay? Does that make sense now?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you have no problem to do this, right?
No.
This is the vertical line, okay? When you feel confused, you get lost. You don't know it is vertical or horizontal. X equals to 5. Come on, you see? Every single values, X coordinates is 5. It has to be a vertical line. Does this make sense to you now?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Lansley,
Yeah.
tell me, how do I draw this one?
The y-intercept is 0, 0.
Very good.
And then you rise by 5. And then you run by 3. And then you connect.
Tell me, how do I shade it for the inequality?
It stays as a solid.
Good. And
And then
below or above?
below.
Very good. Less than means below, okay? That's it. This has an equal sign, so keep this as a solid. How do I draw this line?
You draw a horizontal line.
The horizontal line should like that or like that or like that.
On the x. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you. Yeah, I think you improve a lot from your pre-algebra, right? Yes.
Yeah.
I think you and your brothers both improve a lot from your pre-algebra. Very good. Okay. All those questions are very similar. I'm going to move on. I think this is too easy. Let's focus on the next topic. It is called it's a little bit different, okay? The previous one, they give you this format. You can easily find out your y-intercept, and then you can easily find your rise over the run, and you can draw it. But now, they don't show you that format, and you need to still draw it. There are several different ways to draw this. Okay, Ethan. Let's see this question. For doing this, we can definitely convert this into the previous format. Let me including something, okay? Here. Okay, algebra 1. Linear function is the foundation for algebra 1. Linear function. There are 3 different formats for the linear function. Type 1. Y equals kx plus b. This is called slope. Who is the slope? That guy is the slope. Slope, y-intercept format. Type 2. This is called a point. Slope. Please write down this on your notebook, okay? Point slope format. And you say, what do you mean like this? For example, you have a point at 1, 3, and you have another point at 3, 8. Listen, let's go ahead. With these 2 points, let's calculate the slope. How much is the slope? Give a try.
The slope is 5/2.
Very good. So the slope equals to 8 minus 3 over 3 minus 1, which is 5/2. And then let's plug in. Listen, let's plug in. Go there, go there. Sorry, I have a typo here, okay? X minus x1. Let's go ahead. Plug in this into this. Go ahead, Ethan.
So,
This is x1, this is y1, okay?
okay. 8 minus 3.
No, you mean
First.
y minus 3. Look, you want to leave y and x, okay, as variables. You want to put here and then put here, okay?
Oh, okay.
You got what I mean now?
Yeah.
You first calculate by the slope formula. After you find your slope, you can plug in those values. Okay?
Okay.
This is called a point slope. By looking at this function, you immediately notice that this line passes a point called 1, 3. And this guy has a slope of 5/2. Does that make sense now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is number 2. This is the second format. The third format is called standard format. You have ax plus by equals to c. This is standard format. This guy can change to this guy. This guy can change to this guy. This can also go there, can also go there. This guy can also go there directly. So those 3 different formats are convertible to each other. Okay. Now we are going to see how do we draw this. Look at here. So Ethan, tell me, I want to change this to the slope y-intercept format. How do I do it? you can minus 7x to both sides, right?
Yeah.
So
Of the y equals 5 minus 7x. Or, yeah, so
okay. How do we draw this one? Use the method we showed just now. We find the y-intercept of 0, 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And the slope is,
Slope is negative 7.
oh, that's it. Okay. So we can see it start from here and then it going down. Rise over the run is negative 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Run by 1. Connect. Okay. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. This guy itself is called the standard format. For the standard format, we don't have to always change to this format. We can also directly find out 2 points because any 2 points will decide a line, right?
Yeah.
Any 2 points will decide a straight line. Now, let's give a try. Linear function are the easiest function among all those different functions that we are going to learn in middle school and high school. The first function we learned in Algebra 1 is linear function. After linear function, we will learn the parabola, which is a nonlinear, something like that. This is a parabola. And then in Algebra 2, we will learn polynomials. Something like that can occur, or even go crazy like that. Okay. And then Algebra 2, second semester, we will learn conic sections like ellipse and hyperbolas. Okay. So the question will become more and more complicated. Now, Algebra 1, starting from linear function, this is important to foundations. If this part we don't master 100%, we will have big trouble later. Look at here. I can give a x value. Tell me when x equals 0, do your mental math, tell me y equals to how much?
Five.
Very good. Let's give x as a -1. And maybe x equals to 1, okay. Y equals to how much?
-2.
Very good. Because 7 plus y equals to 5. Okay. So here, this point, here, this point, and you can connect. Okay. Yeah. So without converting to the slope y-intercept, we can still draw the graph easily by putting the 2 points here and connect. Okay. Now next one. This one. Ethan, tell me, how do I convert this to the slope y-intercept format? I want to represent y equals to something like that. Go ahead.
I would divide by 5.
Good. So divided by 5.
To both sides. So yeah.
To each of them, right?
Yeah, and then it'll be -1.
Okay. Next.
And then you move that term to the other side.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So who is the y-intercept?
0, -1.
0, -1. Right here. And then how do we do the slope?
You would do the rise, which is -3, and then the run is 5. And then you would connect the points.
Okay. All right, this is the old way. I want to challenge you. Let's try some new way because we know that 2 points will decide a line. Let's give a try by plugging some values. You can try any value. You can make x equals to 0 or x equals to 1 or whatever. Give a try. You want to try x go to 0? Ethan, you want to try x equals 0?
Yeah, sure.
So 0 plus 5y, y equals,
Y equals -1.
okay. What else you want to try?
2.
X go to 2?
Yeah.
When x go to 2, that is 6 plus 5y equals to -5. 5y equals to
-11.
-11. Y equals,
To -11 divided by 5.
that's good. The only problem is it is not easy for us to draw this fraction on this graph, okay? We can draw those integer points without problem, but a fraction, we may have to, we don't have exactly point to get, okay? So my suggestion is, look at here. This term is divisible by 5, right?
Yes.
This term is also divisible by 5, yes?
Yeah.
So as long as I can make my x divisible by 5, I probably can get an integer point. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, so the way I teach you here is to train you those kind of tricks in number sense, okay? So we want to make, for example, we can make x go to 5. You see? Let's try. Let's make x go to 5, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead.
That'll be 15 plus 5y equals -4.
Continue.
And then you would divide everything by 5, which would be 3 plus y equals -1. And then y equals -4.
Okay. So on this point, right? Yeah. We find this point. First point we have here is 0, -1. The second point we have is 5, -4. And then we can connect, okay? Does this two method make sense to you, Ethan?
Yeah.
Now it is the turn for Shangli. Shangli, do you have any question for this one?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
I'm going to ask you to repeat the way that Ethan did for here. What did he did over here? What happened?
He divided everything by 5.
Yes, everything divided by 5. How about here?
And then he swapped, and he put 3/5 times x over to the other side, so then it would be negative 3 out of 5 x.
And then how do we draw this one over here?
The intercept is negative 0.00, comma negative 1.
Thank you.
And then the height is negative 3 rounded by negative 5.
Rise by -3, wrong by 5. Okay, and wrong is always positive. RU and wrong always go to the right.
Okay.
This guy up positive, down negative. So rise by -3, wrong by +5. So you go to here and then you connect. Okay. So are you clear about this method?
Yeah.
Now go ahead, tell me what did we do over here. Go ahead.
So did x equals 0, so so it would become 0 plus 5, y equals negative 5, so 5 equals negative 1. So your set would be 0.
What's the reason? What's the reason I don't want to use this point? Look, when x equals to 2, y calculate to be -11/5. So I'm not able to draw so nicely of -11/5 on here, right? That's why we want to try an integer number. Because after I observe this is divisible by 5, this is divisible by 5. So as long as I put a number of 5, I should be able to get an integer. Okay, make sense? 3 times 5 give you 15, and then 5y. So this equals -5. And then you have this divided by 5, 3. This y, this is -1. So y is -4. Make sense for this method now for you?
Yeah.
Now it's your turn to do. All right, this one is easy, okay? I'm not going to repeat this one. Now, Shangli, I leave the apples from Ethan here. Go do your own apple. Go ahead.
So 6x plus 5y. So you can divide 5. You can divide 20 by 5, so that would be 6 out of 5 x plus y equals 4.
Next.
So then you would bring 6 out of 5x to the other side, so it would be negative 6 out of 5x minus plus 4.
Thank you.
So your set would be 0, 4.
0,4. Next.
And then it would rise by negative 6. And then it would be rounded by 5. Connect.
Okay. Now let's look. This is the first method. I want you to plug in x, go to some like 0 or 1 or 2. Go ahead, which way?
So 0 equals x, so it would be 5y equals 20. So y would equal 4.
Very good. Let's get another point.
X equals 5. So it would be 30x plus 25y equals
30 plus 5y equals to 20, right?
Right.
X equals to 5. X is gone. 5 was replaced. 5 times 6 is 30. Okay.
Okay.
Go solve this one.
Okay.
Y equals how much?
Y would equal -2.
Very good. So 2 points. One of them is 0, 4. The other is 5, -2. Okay. Right here. Yes. No problem, right?
No.
Yeah, very good. You do very good. Thank you. Lansley,
Yeah.
you had no problem to get this, right?
Yeah.
This is the vertical line. Easy. Okay. Let's go ahead. Use your brother's apple. Let's do this guy first. How do we change this to the slope y-intercept format? Go ahead, please.
The y equals -2x plus 4.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
So then the y-intercept would be 0, 4.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Then it would go down by 2. And then run by 1.
Thank you.
And then connect it.
Okay. Next, we want to do the other way. I leave your brother's example here. Go ahead and do your own.
If x equals 0,
Yes.
then y would equal 4.
Okay.
If x equals 2, then y would equal 4 minus 4, which equals
Very good. You got it. Very nice. Okay. So this guy pass 0, 4, 2, 0. You made it. Good job. Okay. I'm very happy for both of you. Okay. You two twin brothers make so big improvements. That's very good. Okay. So let's continue. Let me make sure. Okay. Look at this one. Ethan, let's try number 8.
You divide everything by 3 or negative.
Sure. Let's divide it by, okay. Divide by -3 for each term. -3 over -3 is 1. 15 divided by -3 is -5.
Mhm.
So y equals,
So then y equals -5 plus 10 over 3x.
okay. I like to put this term in front, okay?
Okay.
Now, next.
Next, you find the y-intercept, which is 0, -5.
Right here.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead.
The rise is 10, and then the run is 3.
Okay, so this guy go up all the way to there, right?
And then you go 3 to.
Next.
Then you draw the point and then connect the 2 points.
Okay, this is the first method. Now let's try the other way. Go ahead.
You do x as 1.
Let's see. Okay, there are some number sense we have to consider. Okay.
Or 3 will be better.
Yeah, look at here. If I ask you to give me all the integers, this term is divisible by 3. This term is divisible by 3. So I want to try this guy, also divisible by 3. Otherwise, I might have trouble to get integer. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to x equals?
3. So 30x minus 9y equals. Oh, no, sorry. 30x minus 3y equals 15.
Okay.
And then you would do 15 minus 30. And then multiply by -1 to get positive.
Yeah, we can divide by -3 directly, okay?
And then 5, y equals 5.
So it passed 1 point at 3, 5. 3,5, okay?
Mhm.
Now do you agree with the way I figure out the integer number?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we see here, this guy is divisible by 5. This guy is also divisible by 5, right?
Yeah.
So this guy will also be divisible by 5. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Give a try for another integer points.
So y is 5.
You want to make y. Oh, y is 5. We already use it.
Oh, it could 10, x can be 6.
Sure, we can do x to be 6.
So 16 minus 3y equals 15.
Next.
And you would subtract 60 from 15.
Okay. Y
And then
equals.
divide it 15.
Yeah, this is a good point. The only problem is that's some point over there, right? Yeah, it is out of my paper.
Yeah. Yes.
So we might want to go the other direction. 3, 6, 9, but we can go 0 and -3, right?
Yeah.
Let's go the other direction. Try one more value of x.
Be -3.
Yes.
So -30 minus 3y equals 15. So then it would be -3y equals 45.
y equals,
-15.
oh, this is also, you know, we can also try 0, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can try x equals 0. Go ahead.
It would be 10 minus 3y equals 15. Oh,
0.
Sorry, 0.
So y equals
Y equals 5.
negative.
-5. Yeah.
Okay, so that becomes to the same point as here. Okay, yeah. And you notice that 0 is always a good point to try, you know. All right, that's for number 8. Yeah, I think you all 3 can all handle this question. Let me show this, okay? This is a very good pictures for summarize the slope, okay? So if you have a lines like that, this slope is 0. There's no rise, there is a horizontal line, the slope is 0. You have vertical line like that, and the slope is undefined. And the slope definition is use the rise over the run. You can use this y2 minus y1 divided by the x2 minus x1. Basically, you are using that height over this. That is your slope. You are using this distance divided by this distance. This is a rise, this is a rise, this is a run. Okay, so this is the definition of slope. Positive slope. When you have the lines going from the left and then you're going up, that is called a positive slope. If you have a line going down like that, this is a negative slope. Okay, negative slope. So if you use m or k to represent your slope, you see this guy, m is bigger than 0. And you see this guy, m is less than 0. Now, for the linear function, there are 2 critical important points. One is called the y-intercept. One is called x-intercept. This point is x-intercept. What does that mean, x-intercept? That means your graph crossing the x-axis. The crossing point is the x-intercept. If your graph crosses with the y-axis, the crossing point is called the y-intercept. Okay? We already learned about the slope-intersect format. This guy, this number in front of the x, that's your slope. Okay, that's your slope. This guy, you want to say 0, b. This is your y-intercept. You cannot just say b is the y-intercept. You want to write down this guy as a pair. 0, b is your y-intercept. Okay? What will happen if b equals 0? If you have a b equals 0, that means your line passing the origin either go this way or you go this way. When b is 0, it is called y varies directly with x. Okay? Or you say this is the slope is the constant of proportionality. Okay? This is called a direct variation. So for the STAR test or PICT, they always sometimes they say y and x are a direct variation. And a lot of students forget. They say, oh, I never learned this before. That just means that y equals to kx plus b, but b is 0, so you can ignore y equals to kx. This is called direct variation or constant proportionality, okay? We already know how to draw this. Find the y-intercept, look for the rise over the run and connect the 2 points, easy. We also learned the standard format, right? This is a standard format. Did I also introduce you the point slope format?
Yeah.
Yes. These 3 formats can be converted to each other. You have this guy as your standard format. Changing to a slope intercept is easy. You do by. This is conversion between standard format to the slope y-intercept format, okay? Now, if you want to convert from slope intercept to point slope, you can get any points. For example, let's choose example here. Okay, for example here, this is the question we did just now. You say, I want to change this to a point slope format. Don't worry, Ethan already gave us many pairs. You see here, 3, 5 is the first point. 6, 15 is the second one. -3, -15, and 0, -5. You have so many points you can choose. Slope are always the same. It's the same line, slope is the same. So point slope format, Ethan, we do y minus. You say, which one do I choose? Any one. We can choose the first one, no problem. Y minus 5 equals to 10/3 times x minus 3. Make sense?
Yeah.
And you say, teacher, can I use the second one? Correct? Yes. And you might wonder, these two look so different. Are they the same? I tell you, they are exactly the same. Let's give a try. Let's do the test. Here is 10/3x minus 10/3 times 3 is 10. Correct? How about here? 10/3x minus 6/3 is 2, so this is minus 20. Correct? Yes?
Yes.
Look at here. You can plus 5 to the other side. Does this becomes to y equals 10/3x minus 10 plus 5? Correct? The second one, you can plus 15 on the other side. Look at this. This is -5. This is -5. Are they the same? Even though you plug in different point, doesn't matter, because you choose those points on the line. Doesn't matter which point you choose. You plug in with the point slope format. Even though this looks different with this one, but they are identical. It is exactly the same. Okay? Does that make sense now? All right, I'm going to upload. Let me upload the solutions with all the notes and the blank worksheet. here you go, okay? That's all for today's class. I will upload the videos, send you the link, and please make sure finish the homework, all right? Thank you. See you
I
next.
have a question about the project.
Yes,
So do you like put what you learned on the poster?
so for example, I show you this very nice, this one, okay? You can write down something from this paper onto your construction paper, okay? When you finish, upload the WeChat to let me approve, say you can put this on your postboard, all right?
Wait, so just find things and ask you if I can put it on the poster.
Sure, yeah,
Okay.
okay. Thank you, bye-bye.